Hi, I'm Sandeep Patnaik and I'm product leader for end user experiences for Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop.
Hi, I'm Roop, and I'm a product lead for Azure Virtual Desktop and Windows 365 platform.
Hi, I'm Nandita Sharma. I'm the product lead for Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop for IT admin experiences.
And we are here today to talk about the latest enhancements in Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop. Today we'll talk about the product roadmap and some spotlight features with demos. Let's start with the Windows 365 product roadmap. Here are a few callouts that went GA or are in public preview. Windows integrations, boot and switch, they have been in GA since September. So please go give it a try. Get the September moment update for Windows and you should be able to try these. Single sign-on for Entra ID joined, hybrid Entra ID joined Cloud PCs are available. Cloud PC resize now supports group-based licenses. Reporting for Windows 365 Cloud PC utilization and even connectivity are available. Partner integrations like VMware Blast is also available right now. Today, we'll cover a few things. The one specially marked in purple. Windows app, that's a big announce that we had at Ignite, and we'll talk more about that in this session as well. Windows 365 higher compute SKUs like the 16 vCPU ones, and of course, the Windows 365 GPU SKUs. Let's look at the Azure Virtual Desktop roadmap as well. There are a few callouts here. The improvements to RDP, for example, the short path, they are now available across the board, which means not only Azure Virtual Desktop gets it, but also Windows 365, which is built on top of Azure Virtual Desktop platform. Support for OneDrive for remote app scenarios is also available now. Support for watermarking, and of course, SSO is also available. Today, we'll cover a few things like the autoscale for personal desktops, custom image templates, as well as improved session host updates. Now, let's spend a little bit of time talking about the end user experiences that were made available recently. Of course, the Windows 365 boot for Windows 11 and Windows 365 switch. Please give it a try. A lot of our customers have been waiting for this, and they were surprised that these were already in GA. Please give it a try. We have got phenomenal feedback from our customers, and I'm sure you love it too. Windows 365 Frontline has been a big ask where we have up to 3 users use a single license of Windows 365 Cloud PC. Go read up more, and there's a lot of good feedback on that one as well. Last but not the least, the enhanced Android experiences with Motorola ThinkPhone, where you can simply plug in your Android device into an external monitor and it connects to your Cloud PC automatically. All these features have got great feedback. Please give it a try. Now let's move on to the Windows app. This is the big announce at Ignite, and we're going to spend some time here as well. The Windows app is your gateway to your personal Windows in the cloud. Whether you use Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, Remote Desktop, or DevBox. The Windows app will quickly and securely connect you to Windows 11 or Windows 10 from any device of your choice. The Windows app simplifies the way to get to Windows experience you know and love. Let's talk a little bit about our goals and our principles as we develop this app and how all of these can benefit you. It's a single client app. I'm going to say that a few more times in this presentation. It's a single app across multiple services. It allows us to move fast and move smart. It helps us to lead through innovation because we are more focused. And of course, it allows us to bring parity across all platforms. And this is feature parity, things like device redirections, multimedia redirection, Teams optimizations, and all of them. Let's also look at some of the end user experience goals that we have with the Windows app. Simple, consistent, and purpose-built. Super important for us that we absolutely land this. The experience is going to be uniquely Windows, but experienced natively. It's going to be built with highest quality and performance. And this last one is one of my favorites. Bring magic in every moment. With the Windows app, we are hoping to bring back the love that people have for Windows to every device they connect to Windows from. Now let's look at how the app looks like. I'm going to iterate again. Like I said, Windows app is one app across Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, Remote Desktop Services, and Microsoft DevBox. Here is the same app, same experience. We talked about consistency. It's the same experience we're bringing across Windows, Apple products, Android, as well as web. Now let's take a look at the Windows app on Windows endpoints. Here is a screenshot where you can see that the Windows app has the Home tab, where the users can pin their devices and applications they use most often or want to get to super quickly. There are Devices tab where they can look at all the devices assigned to them by their IT or even their personal devices that they connect to. And of course, apps are remote apps from Azure Virtual Desktop or Remote Desktop Services. And here is the same application running on the web browser. So you can see a lot of consistency across the board. Pretty much the same look and feel, consistency, and simple. The same app on macOS as well. Exact same look and feel. That's our goal. And here's the app on iOS. The same look and feel, but experienced natively. You can see as the user taps on the connection to the device, they get connected. They get a much more iOS modality of connection. Now I'll hand over to Roop, who will talk about the enhancements coming to the platform.
Thank you, Sandeep. Windows 365 is expanding its cloud PC options with two new SKUs, 16 vCPU, 64 GB and 512 GB storage, and 16 vCPU, 64 GB RAM and 1 TB storage. These SKUs are ideal for customers that have applications with greater spec requirements and helps bridge the gap in compute, memory, and storage options, particularly for those transitioning from other cloud platforms or physical devices. Some examples are FSI customers who run wealth management apps that process large data and provide real-time insights, customers who migrate from other platforms or physical devices to Windows 365 with legacy or custom apps that require more resources, data analysis and visualization customers who use Windows 365 to access and manipulate large data sets and create reports and dashboards. These new SKUs are available for all editions of Windows 365, and customers can choose the best cloud PC option for this scenario from a wide range of SKUs that suit their budget and requirements. In addition to the introduction of the new 16 vCPU offerings, Windows 365 is also hosting a limited paid public preview for GPU offerings. We are adding these GPU-enabled offerings to meet the need of customers who have intense graphics design, image, and video rendering, 3D modeling and data processing or visualization workloads. By offering GPU-enabled cloud PCs, we are delivering one of the top requested features to customers looking for simplified management and access to a GPU in a software as a service offering. Let me show you a quick demo of the experience. One of the things you will notice right away is that when you have feature-rich apps like Adobe Premiere Pro, in this case, the task like real-time scaling of the time feels like it would be on a physical device. And now when I restore the app and grab the corner of the window and stretch it back and forth, the UI scales smoothly like you would expect. Next, let's go to Adobe Substance 3D Sampler, and you see that we can interact with the 3D models with real-time rendering at any zoom level. Notice how fast everything responds and the light follows every move I make. Next, I'll go into Blender, which is one of the most popular applications for generating 3D content. And you'll notice that I have no problems interacting with the complex model that is used to render this cool bakery scene. Once again, everything feels like even more responsive than what I'm used to on my desktop at home. Lastly, let's check out a clip from the Unigen superposition benchmark, which scales to use 100% of the GPU processing power, and you'll notice that we are getting 125 to 225 frames per second performance within the VM. My apologies if you aren't seeing how smooth this is though, as the way you are enjoying this presentation doesn't support frame rates that are this fast. Now switching to what's new in Azure Virtual Desktop. We have recently announced general availability of custom image templates. Custom image templates enable admins to create custom gold image using the Azure Virtual Desktop management user interface. They can leverage a variety of built-in customizations, or they can add their own customization scripts to install applications or configurations. These customizations cover common configurations used in golden images, so admins do not need to write their own scripts. They can also choose to install language packs, FSLogix agents, or themes, as well as configure popular features like time zone reduction, screen capture protection, or RDP short path. This feature is a wrapper for the Azure Image Builder service. It sends the elements that you want to include in your build to the Azure Image Builder service, which builds the image with any additional customizations that you have either selected from the AVD built-in customizations or provided on your own. Azure Image Builder then distributes the resulting image to either a managed image or an Azure Compute Gallery, which supports capabilities such as automated versioning and image replication across any Azure region. When it's time to update your AVD session host with this new image, you can do that with ease via portal using the session host update capability. This feature, which recently went into preview, allows customers to update their host pool either at a schedule or on demand. It supports rolling updates to the host pools without customers needing to worry about setting a maintenance window. With enhanced capabilities to store your passwords in Azure Key Vault and the ability to store your session host configuration, it allows updates to happen in a secure and a resilient manner. Also new to Azure Virtual Desktop admin experiences is Personal Desktop Autoscale. Personal Desktop Autoscale is Azure Virtual Desktop's native scaling solution that automatically starts session host virtual machines according to schedule or using Start Vmon Connect, and deallocates session host virtual machines based on the user's session state. It could be either a log off or a disconnect. With Personal Desktop Autoscale, you can save costs by hibernating idle session hosts while ensuring session hosts can be resumed by users when needed. Here is a quick demo on how to enable Azure Virtual Desktop's native autoscaling for your personal desktops to optimize cost efficiently. I'll do the demo in the Azure portal, but you can also manage autoscaling using API and PowerShell scripts. To enable autoscaling for personal desktops, you first need to create a scaling plan. You can go to the Azure Virtual Desktop in the Azure portal and select Scaling Plan to create a new one. Here you will need to provide some metadata to your scaling plan, including the resource group, the name of the scaling plan, the location where you want to store your metadata for the scaling plan, and the time zone which will trigger the scaling actions. And we need to select personal as the host pool type. Exclusion tag is also supported in case there are some session hosts in the host pool that you want to exclude from the scaling actions. And then you can add one or more schedules for each day in the week and define the 4 phases across the day. It is recommended to enable Start Vmon Connect for all the 4 phases to ensure session host can always be started when the user tries to log in. And for each phase, you configure the waiting time and the scaling action to perform when the user session has been disconnected or logged off. And then you can select personal desktop host pools that you want to assign the scaling plan to and enable autoscale upon the deployment. Once the validation has been passed, you can deploy the scaling plan by clicking the Create button. And now the deployment is complete, we can expect the session host will be shut down and hibernated per the configuration in the scaling plan, and then started at the ramp-up start time or when user tries to log in throughout the day. Now I hand it over to Nandita, who will take you over IT management experiences for Windows 365.
Thanks, Dhruv. Let's now transition to how we are enabling IT admins to improve end-user experience and optimize total cost of ownership. There are predominantly 2 areas of investment for us: AI-enabled capabilities, which is a net new area of investment, and IT management fundamentals, where we continue to invest. There is much excitement and opportunity to build AI-enabled capabilities for IT pros. Today, my team is excited to share the AI-powered investments to simplify complex admin tasks and improve end-user experience. I'm thrilled to share the first customer-facing Windows 365 AI-enabled capability, Cloud PC Recommendations, with you. Cloud PC Recommendations is an intelligent tool designed to assist IT admins to identify the ideal Cloud PC size based on a range of factors, and also helps to identify and reclaim licenses when Cloud PCs are underutilized. Let's dive in and see how this works. This is an overview of the Cloud PC Recommendations, an AI-powered feature designed to optimize both performance for end users and the total cost of ownership of Cloud PCs. The intent is to identify when Cloud PCs are right-sized and license cost and management is optimal. Number 1, we share Cloud PCs that are right-sized and have good performance and utilization. Number 2, we give insights on Cloud PCs that are undersized or not having good performance, meaning they need more compute resources. Number 3, in some cases, devices may be oversized, meaning you've allocated more resources to an end user and they're not necessarily taking full advantage of it. And lastly, there could be cases when device management or devices might be underutilized, which means that licenses could be reclaimed to optimize license management. Let's move to the device view. This view shows tenant level information, but we can also view by each device. As an admin, I have the option to go into Anna Bowman's device. Here we see specific recommendations for Anna, and her cloud PC is undersized, and the performance factors that inspire the recommendation. I can view this by model, which is in this case might indicate where I have some environmental baselines I need to adjust. In this environment, I have several 2 vCPU configurations. However, many users are undersized with that configuration. So I might have to move my baseline to a 4 or a 8 vCPU. This filtered views allow me to see the specific devices that are of the model of interest, and I can review the detailed recommendations that apply to each device. Let's come back to a second area of investment. In the ever-evolving landscape of IT management, having the right capabilities at your disposal is essential for IT admins. As an IT admin, you need to be equipped to optimally manage your cloud PC environment to ensure you can resize, restore, get alerted when things go wrong, identify connectivity issues, and enhance connection quality within your IT infrastructure. Many of these capabilities exist today, and I do hope you have subscribed to all these capabilities. Today, I want to highlight 2 capabilities that we invested in based on your feedback. We want to ensure admins are enabled to provide the best end user experience and make sure users are always connected. I'm happy to share with you the capability that will help admins get alerted when users have connectivity issues, get an end-to-end visibility on the issues, and take actions to get users in a connectable state. So let's see how this works. The starting point for these environments is proactive alerts for IT admins when users can't connect. Cloud PCs that aren't available alert will help admins get notification on when users are not getting connected. By clicking on the alert, you will get a flyout that provides more details on the devices impacted and root causes. And most importantly, the insights are all actionable. So let me click on the cloud PCs that aren't available. This view provides insight on all devices that may not be able to connect, the underlying causes, and a remediation action. In this specific view, I see there are 11 devices that are currently experiencing issues. 9 of them have a system status error, indicating zone state, which is not healthy. This indicates that the zone is not currently on or healthy, and I can see that all cloud PCs in this state are deployed in the same West US3 Azure region. There are 2 other devices in this view that appear to be isolated situations. So for now, I will just focus on the devices that are in unhealthy zones because most of the devices are impacted due to zone state errors. I immediately perform a point-in-time restore, which automatically restores the cloud PC in one of the zones with available healthy infrastructure in the same region. To accomplish this, we will start by adding a filter to focus only on the devices that are in this state. So I'm going to click on the Add Filter button, select a zone state status within the system status, and then apply the filter. Now the report is focused only on the devices that have zone state system status. And we are also excited to provide a preview of the upcoming functionality that allows us to perform an action in bulk directly from this view. I click on the bulk actions at the top of the screen. In this case, we will choose to perform a point-in-time restore. After selecting the point-in-time restore, we click apply, at which point a point-in-time restore will be automatically performed on all of the selected devices. The point-in-time restore will take some time as the new infrastructure is provisioned. As we can see, once the restore is complete, all of those devices that were identified earlier now are in healthy state and no longer show in the view of cloud PCs that aren't available. This is just a very quick view of one of the use cases in a relatively small environment. But if you have thousands of cloud PCs, you can use this capability to ensure users are always connected and productive. Lastly, I want to share how the new Cloud PC utilization insights under Cloud PC performance on Intune help admins discover and take actions based on usage patterns and optimize costs and licenses in their environment. As an admin, you can get details on total time connected and the last date the cloud PC was connected. With these insights, you can take a decision to deallocate cloud PCs that are not optimally used and make them available to either new users or bring them back to your inventory for any resize actions that you might plan for. Let me now recap what my colleagues Sandeep and Roop and I presented today. We shared the publicly available roadmap for Windows 365 and Azure Virtual Desktop. We also shared new experiences, higher configuration offerings, enhanced management capabilities with AVD, AI-enabled capabilities, and how connectivity and utilization insights help admins improve end-user experience and reduce TCO. I would end the session by asking you to try all the updates and provide us feedback. On behalf of Sandeep, Roop, and myself, thank you so much for joining us.